Do you want to travel the world without breaking the bank? If that's a yes, then you're in the right place. We're about to embark on a journey of exploring the world while saving some pennies. This video will provide you with a step-by-step guide on how to plan a budget trip, from finding affordable flights and accommodations to dining on a budget. So whether you're a seasoned traveler or a novice, there's something for everyone. So buckle up and get ready to explore the world on a budget. Why should you consider traveling on a budget, you ask? Well, budget travel isn't just about saving money. It's about making your journey more enriching, exciting, and ultimately, more memorable. When you travel on a budget, you give yourself the chance to dive deep into the local culture. Rather than staying in a five-star hotel, you might find yourself in a homestay, sharing meals with locals and learning about their traditions and way of life. Budget travel also brings with it a sense of adventure. You might find yourself navigating through bustling markets, bargaining in a foreign language, or discovering hidden gems off the beaten track. These experiences can be far more rewarding than any luxury resort can offer. Moreover, budget travel grants you financial freedom. By saving on one trip, you're opening up possibilities for future adventures. After all, why limit yourself to one extravagant trip when you can explore multiple destinations on a budget? Remember, the less you spend, the more you can travel. The first step to budget travel is thorough research and planning. The importance of research in budget travel cannot be overstated. It's like the compass that guides your journey, leading you to the most cost-effective yet exciting destinations. Start by researching possible locations for your trip. Look into the cost of living in these areas, as this will directly impact your daily expenses. Consider the local cuisine, transportation costs, and even the price of a cup of coffee. Every little bit counts when traveling on a budget. Websites such as Numbeo can provide detailed information on the cost of living in different cities around the world and are a great starting point for your research. Next, delve into the attractions each destination offers. Museums, parks, historical sites, and local festivals can all add value to your travel experience. But remember, not all attractions are created equal. Some may come with hefty entrance fees, while others are completely free. It's your job to weigh the cost against the experience to determine which attractions are worth your time and money. Travel blogs and websites are a treasure trove of information for budget travelers. They offer first-hand experiences, tips, and tricks from fellow travelers who have been in your shoes. They can help you navigate the local culture, discover hidden gems, and even avoid tourist traps that could bust your budget. Once you've gathered all this information, it's time to plan. Create a travel budget that outlines your expected expenses for accommodation, meals, transportation, attractions, and souvenirs. This budget will serve as your financial roadmap, helping you make informed decisions that keep your spending in check. And don't forget to include a contingency fund in your budget. Unexpected expenses can and do happen, and it's always better to be prepared. Lastly, remember that planning is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that continues even when you're on the road. Stay flexible, be open to changes, and always keep an eye out for opportunities to save. Remember, a well-researched and planned trip can save you a lot of money. The next step is finding cheap flights. Let's dive right into it, shall we? One of the best strategies to score cheap flights is booking well in advance. The early bird does catch the worm after all. Airlines often release their tickets about a year in advance, and the prices are usually on the lower side. So if you know your travel dates, don't wait, book early. Now what if you don't have your dates set? That's where flexibility comes into play. Being open to travel on different dates, or even at odd hours, can open up a world of budget-friendly options. You'd be surprised at how much you can save by flying on a Tuesday rather than a Friday. So keep an open mind and a flexible schedule. Next, let's talk about flight comparison websites. These are your new best friends. Sites like Skyscanner, Kayak, and Google Flights compare fares from multiple airlines, allowing you to see where you can get the most bang for your buck. It's like having a personal assistant who's always on the lookout for the best deals. While we're on the subject of always on the lookout, let's discuss flight alerts. Signing up for flight alerts can be a game changer. These alerts will notify you when prices drop on flights to your preferred destinations. It's like having a personal watchdog who barks only when the price is right. Last but not least, don't underestimate the power of off-peak travel. Flying to destinations during their off-season can give you significant savings. Plus, you get the added benefit of avoiding the usual tourist crowds. Remember, finding cheap flights isn't about luck. It's about strategy. It's about being proactive, flexible, and smart with your choices. It's about using the tools and resources available to you to make your money work harder. With the right approach, you can find flights that won't exhaust your travel budget. Let's move on to finding affordable accommodation. When it comes to budget travel, one of the biggest expenses can be your accommodation. But don't worry, there are plenty of options out there that won't break the bank. Let's dive into them. First off, we have hostels. These are a tried and true favorite of budget travelers around the globe. Hostels offer dormitory-style rooms, often with shared bathrooms, which can significantly cut down on costs. Plus, they're a great way to meet fellow travelers and exchange travel tips and stories. Next up, consider budget hotels. These are often locally owned and operated establishments that offer basic amenities at a fraction of the cost of a luxury hotel. Don't expect a 5-star experience, but do expect clean, comfortable rooms and a warm welcome. If you prefer a more homey feel, vacation rentals are another fantastic option. Websites like Airbnb offer rooms, apartments, or even entire houses for rent, often at prices much lower than traditional hotels. Plus, you'll have the added benefit of a kitchen where you can prepare your own meals, saving even more money. Another option that's gaining popularity is home exchanges. This involves swapping homes with someone else for a set period. It requires a bit of trust and planning, but can provide a very affordable and often very comfortable accommodation option. Now let's talk about booking. There are numerous accommodation booking sites out there, each with their own benefits. Some offer last-minute deals, others reward regular customers with points or discounts. Take the time to shop around, compare prices, and read reviews before making a decision. And here's a tip: booking in advance can often save you money. Rates tend to go up the closer you get to your travel dates, so if you see a good deal, don't hesitate to snap it up. Remember, just because you're traveling on a budget doesn't mean you have to skimp on comfort. With a little bit of planning and research, you can find affordable accommodation that suits your needs and your wallet. Remember, your accommodation doesn't have to be expensive to be comfortable. Food is a major part of any travel experience. So, how do you eat on a budget? A good question, and one that we're going to answer right now. One of the best ways to experience local cuisine and stay within budget is to try out the street food. Street food is often inexpensive, fresh, and gives you an authentic taste of the local culture. It's a culinary adventure that's easy on the pocket. Another great strategy is to eat at local markets. These bustling hubs are typically brimming with fresh produce and local delicacies, often at a fraction of the price you'd pay at a restaurant. You can pick up fresh fruits, vegetables, and even prepared meals, all while immersing yourself in the local scene. Avoiding tourist trap restaurants is another key to eating on a budget. These places often inflate their prices, knowing that tourists may not be aware of the local cost of food. Instead, seek out where the locals eat. These spots might not have a flashy exterior, but they often serve up some of the most delicious and authentic dishes. Lastly, don't be afraid to self-cater. Buying groceries and cooking your own meals can be a fun and cost-effective way to eat. Plus, it's an opportunity to experiment with local ingredients. Eating on a budget doesn't mean missing out on delicious local cuisine. Quite the contrary, it's about making smart choices that enrich your travel experience and your palate without breaking the bank. So, how do you travel the world without breaking the bank? It's all about being savvy and strategic. We've explored the importance of thorough research and meticulous planning. Remember, the more details you know, the better you can optimize your budget. We've discussed finding cheap flights, where timing and flexibility can be your best friends. Make use of flight comparison websites and be open to different routes and airlines. Then, we delved into affordable accommodation. Consider alternatives to hotels, like hostels, guest houses, or short-term rental platforms. Lastly, we talked about eating on a budget without compromising the culinary experience. Street food, local markets, and cooking your meals can give you a delicious, authentic, and affordable taste of your destination. Remember, budget travel is about smart planning, flexibility, and making the most of your resources. So, start planning your budget trip today and see the world without breaking the bank.